song is before it's done being written. Because I don't think any song is ever really completely written, because even once you've recorded it, you're playing it live every night, and there's always room for something to change. But this is a song that I started out with, I guess it's been in the works for about a year now, and I started out just working on my computer, and I had this very simple loop. I think it maybe even just started out as one chord, but it turned into 3 chords, and it was just this kind of repetitive chord and vocal loop that doesn't sound a lot like this because there was no guitar on it, but you can just imagine cool synths and drums and bass instead of what I'm playing right now. All I had to start with was these 3 chords and this vocal melody. You know, usually when you start out with something, you don't even know if you wrote it entirely. It's like, did I steal that from somewhere? Did I listen to that? And then I think I wrote it 2 years later. I'm still not sure about that, but we'll let the lawyers deal with that. I'm going to assume that I originated this particular vocal line. And from there I had to pull a song out of it, which is maybe the hardest part, I think, once you have a piece, to make a whole out of it. And so I just started thinking about, you know, the line that I had was just kind of riffing off of basic ideas, you know. I had to think about what's going to come out of that. How do I write a song that works with a chorus that simple without being just the stupidest song ever? And so I just let it sit. Usually, I just let a song sit for a while once I've got a few basic pieces and see if anything comes out of it. And actually the next thing that came out of it was that I got sick. We were about to leave on a tour, and the night before the tour I got very sick and was up all night with a fever. And I was thinking, we have to cancel the show, I'm not going to be able to play this. And then I got up in the morning, I'm still sick, and we did drive out and did the show, and it went okay. But I got these lines for it, these first intonations of a verse, which is just, schizophrenic dreamer, I got a deep bad feeling, with a taste like lemon, having trouble breathing. And so that's just, you know, the experience of being sick. And I started to maybe think that the song could be about that. You know, usually, especially lately, I've been trying to push myself to write in areas that I'm not comfortable with. So like, I have sort of a set comfort zone of writing, which is more poetic figures, more mental states, and less about the physical, visceral reality of things. And so I was interested, you know, what if I tried to write a song that was more what you're feeling in the moment, the colors and the shapes and the things that you're sensing. So, you know, I tried to sort of start composing it around these feelings and what it actually felt like to be sick, to just have this boiling shit going on inside of you and not be able to do anything about it. And you know, when you have a sore throat, you're going to be trying to treat it with a lot of cough drops and lozenges and stuff like And so you end up associating this taste of lemon, you know, sort of supposed to be this taste of relief, this cool, refreshing thing that's in your mouth. And you associate that not with the refreshment, but with being sick, with not being able to get through to that relief, to feel just bad and not be able to do anything about it. So I wanted to sort of play off that contrast and use something simple that played with that taste. And then I sat on it some more, came up with the next couple sets of lines, just getting high on nothing, taking credit for nothing. Inside my head is an empty head, introducing friends to friends. And so by that point, I kind of worked out an aesthetic for the song where it's not going to tell a story so much as paint a picture. So there are different kind of ways to write, and one of those is more visually, you know, thinking about the images and the jumble of senses that you have. So I knew at that point I wanted this song to be more about that abstract sense, you know, cutting images up and working with them in the lyrics. So I just played off of that and wrote a few more things, and then it kind of came down to I had lyrics and I had music, but I had no structure. You know, I still just had these three basic chords. And I knew that I didn't want to go too complex with it. I wanted to keep it simple.